Greetings, everyone. It's the New York Thrifter here, and I'm going to be doing one vlog a day this week, and it's kind of the a week in the life of a full-time eBay seller. Now, I'm generally not a full-time eBay seller, but I realized this week I didn't have a whole lot going on, so I thought, hey, 8 hours a day, put into my business. Let's see what happens. Now, I have been slacking a little bit. I've been very busy. I've been taking some classes at the Fashion Institute here in New York City, and so I haven't been listing as much as I should, and it really has been showing in my numbers. So hopefully by doing this experiment, spending 8 hours a day online and getting, things posted, doing some great sourcing, I'm going to see those numbers go up. So the first thing I did on this Monday morning is I woke up and I headed to my local Goodwill. And the reason I did that is every Monday, the tag color changes for the 50% off tag. This week, the new tag was green, and also blue was 50% off. And so I just went through the store and, checked everything out. Now, when I source at a Goodwill, I don't necessarily have a plan going in, but I have kind of, I guess I do have a strategy that I do. I know that dresses tend to make me one of the best returns on my investment, and so I will go through the dresses first. I also like to hit the newly rolled out racks, even though there's nothing on them that's 50% off. A lot of times what you'll do is you'll find some really desirable pieces. You're the first person maybe that is looking at these pieces, and you might be able to find some designer wear or things that you could make more money on. So I definitely check those out. I also do a quick walkthrough of skirts, of jackets, that includes blazers, and pants. Since I'm pretty good on all of those, I haven't been spending too much attention, especially on pants. I have a couple bins full that I haven't listed yet, so they're my jeans death pile. So I've been staying a little bit away from the jeans. And then I will hit the shirts hard because I have been selling shirts, especially plus size shirts, for great money the last little bit. And so I made sure to go through the shirts very carefully to see if there was anything there. And last up, I will do a pretty quick walkthrough of the shoes. I'm not a great shoes reseller. I just don't like cleaning them up or shipping them, but I will go through them to see, any gems that stand out. And then a lot of times I will do a walkthrough of the men's pants because I do know some jeans on the men's side that can make me a pretty good return. I don't sell a lot of children's clothes, so I tend to stay away from those a little bit. Every once in a while I might do a walkthrough, but not today. So next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you some of the things that I'm not looking for when I source, especially right now, and then we will get on to the haul. First thing I wanted to show you was this great little Vineyard Vines top. And when I first looked at it, I was really excited. It was silk and very summery. But when I took a look inside, I found out it was missing the strap. And so even though it has a pretty great return of maybe $25 or $30 online, had to leave it behind. Next up was this Life is Good tee. T-shirts are really hard for me. They're hard to photograph to get all of the wrinkles out. So even though it was a probably pretty easy $18 flip, said no to that. An issue that I find a lot when I'm sourcing is problems with the price tag. This was a great Talbot silk shirt with kind of an equestrian theme, but as soon as I looked at where their tag placement was, I found they put a hole straight through the silk, and once that happens, there's really no coming back from it, and so I was not going to pick that one up. Raise your hand if you hate ironing. Yeah, that would be me too. So even though this Theory top was a really good find, I had to leave it behind because I knew I was just not going to take care of it, and it would have been sitting in my death pile because I wouldn't want to do the ironing. Normally, Lilly Pulitzer is going to be a really great brand to find. However, the Lilly brand is known for super, super bright florals and seascapes and things along those nature. So when I find a solid, I know that the resale value isn't necessarily there. So a lot of times I will not get it. Here is a Brooks Brothers sweater. It was inexpensive and it goes for about $20 or $25, but it's not sweater season. And these J brand pants were gorgeous, white, and beautiful. But on closer inspection, I found a stain. And sometimes you can get those out, sometimes you can't. So you really have to make the choice. Are you going to be taking the gamble when this was full price? I said, no, I was not. And this one broke my heart. This is an Escada velvet jacket that was beautiful, half off, but it was missing one of its buttons. And these are specifically designed buttons. You can't find them anywhere else. So at the end of the day, I had to say no to it. So here's where I started. This is my overflowing cart before I went through it. And the next picture up, I'm going to show you, this is what I ended up with. A lot smaller cart, but I think a pretty smart buy. I'm going to go through a haul and show you what I purchased. Okay, so let's get ready for the haul. I spent at the Goodwill a total of $100. As you saw by my cart, I probably could have spent double that, but I have been scaling back. So let's get to this. I'll just start right here. First up, I have a COS, C-O-S sweater or sweatshirt, which was a blue tag, half off, under $3, heathered pink, and it's extra long. Sweatshirts like this go for between $20 and $30 on eBay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list this for probably $26.99 or best offer. Next up, I have this really cool long blazer in black from Elizabeth and James. I spent the full $10 on this for a jacket, and this is a size 4. And it turns out a jacket like this, if I would take to eBay, goes for about $30, but on Poshmark it goes for about $50. So I'm going to take it over to Posh, probably mark it up to about $60 or $65, and then let people make offers on that. Oh, this is a really great piece. This is another blazer. This is a silk blazer, and the Lafayette 148, new with tags. Originally, this sold for $528. And so let's look at that tag. Here's Lafayette 148. This is a great wear-to-work brand. As you can see, it starts out very expensive. I paid the full $10 for this. And this looks like it's going to be selling for between $37 and $50. So what I'll do with this is I'll go over to eBay. I'll list this for $49.99 or best offer. See what I can get out of it. Okay, here's a brand everyone's going to recognize. This is a Chico's, and it is just an animal print in some really pretty colors. It is button down, so I guess you could wear to work. I wouldn't necessarily wear shiny animal print to work, but it is possible. This is a green tag, so I got this for under $3, and it looks like a piece like this would be going for between maybe $16 or $30. It really depends on the size. And so I'm going to put this up for $24.99 or best offer on eBay. This is a really great piece. This is a Hugo Boss, and it is a velvet and silk woman's top. Let's see that. So that is the tag. Hugo Boss, it seems to be listed high on eBay, but the sales aren't necessarily very fast. Now, I did get this for half off, which means it was less than $3. Prices look to be between maybe $20 and $30 on eBay, so I'll probably end up listing this for around, you know, maybe $32.99 or best offer. Next up, we've got a new with tags. This is an Avenue size 20 pencil skirt in a animal print. And one like this just sold without the tag for around $17. And so with the tag, it looks like I'm probably going to be listing this for around $24.99 or best offer. This is a great little piece. This is just a really simple theory skirt that I spent about $5 on. And I'm probably going to try this on to see if it fits because I really like it. And if it's not something that I want to keep, on Poshmark, the same skirts go for about $25 to $35. So I might list it over there for about $40 and then somebody can make me an offer. This is a new to me brand. This is Byron Lars, and apparently this designer does really, really well. This is kind of an unusual piece for the line because this is a woman's embroidered plaid shirt, and apparently Byron is known more for dresses, and the dresses can get upwards of $100 selling, or more than $100 selling on eBay. So I found this. I did pay full price for it, so I paid a little over $5. And I'm probably going to be listing this high at maybe $39.99. But again, since this is not what the designer is known for, it might not go for that much money. Little tie on the collars there. It might not, or the cuffs, it might not go for that much money, and that's okay because I will put best offer. So this is a great little piece. This is an Eileen Fisher, the reseller's best friend, and this is just a quilted vest in green. I did pay full price, full sweater price for this one, which means a little over $5. When I looked this up, it looks like a piece like this can go anywhere from $30 to $60 on eBay. So I'll probably be listing it around maybe like $45.99 or best offer to see what somebody will offer me. Got one more bag. Now again, I paid exactly $100 for all of these pieces. And that was because when I was checking out, my total came to $99.95, and they rounded up the 5 cents for charity. So here is an interesting piece. This is a vest with embellishments and fringe on the bottom. It is a new with tags, Bob Mackie. And so I paid a little over $5 for this, and it looks like pieces like this are probably going for between $30 and $40 on eBay, so I'll probably list it at $39.99 or best offer. This next piece is a Chico's Travelers. I think people really like these pieces because they don't wrinkle. You can like literally ball it up and throw it in your suitcase, and you're never gonna have problems when you get to your destination. Now this does have a tag on it, but it's not the full tag. So I'm going to list this as new without tags, and it is a burgundy open sweater. And I paid a little over $2, or a little under $3 for it. Sorry, closer to that $3 mark because it was half off. And it looks like pieces like this go for between $16 and $20. So I'll probably be listing it for around $24.99. and seeing what somebody offers. Here's another new with tag shorts. These are Ava and Viv, which are going to be Target brand, and I paid a little under $3 for these. These are a size 26W, and so that is a great plus size, and they've got the little cuff here at the bottom. And it looks like these go for about $24.99, so I'm probably going to be listing them at $29.99 on eBay with best offer. This next piece is an Anthropology holding horses, and it is just a pretty printed button-up shirt, and I paid a little over $5 for this. I am going to be taking this over to Poshmark, where I'm going to probably be listing it for around $30 and taking anything over maybe, you know, $23 or $24. This next up is something I recommend everyone looking into, and that's the J. Crew wool work dresses, specifically in black. I did pay up for this. I paid $9 for this piece, but I have been able to sell these wool J. Crew work dresses for around $60 in the past pretty easily, pretty quickly. Now, this is a size 0, which is a little bit of a smaller size, so it might not go as fast, but I am planning on listing this for probably around $49.99 and seeing if anybody wants to send me a best offer. I had a brand new with tags dress very similar to this, I think in a size 2 or a size 4, that I sold for $80, and so I really do enjoy finding these J. Crew pieces. Here is another J. Crew. This time it's just a sleeveless shirt I got for half off, so a little under $3. I'm probably going to be taking this over to Poshmark, listing it for maybe around $20 and seeing what people would offer me. This is probably the best find of the day. This is an Escada Jacket, and Escada, as you might know, is a wonderful designer brand. This is white. I checked it out very carefully to see if I could find any stains, and I could not. Look at these buttons. Look at these thick, awesome buttons. So this was full price at $9 for this Escada. I'm sorry, yeah, $9. $9 for this Escada jacket. And when I looked it up online, it turned out that there are pieces on eBay that are selling for $129. Now, I don't think that is necessarily worth $129. I'll probably be listing it for $99.99 just to see, because if you don't start it high, you know, if you don't ask for the money, people can't give you the money. So I'm going to start it high just to see where it goes. This next piece is a Not Your Daughter's jeans, and these are new with tags. I love this brand. It does very, very well for me. And these are long shorts in a size 2. I paid a little under $3 for these. And because I know these do really well, I'm going to be listing them a little bit high, probably around $34.99 on eBay. And anything around $30 I'll be taking for a best offer. Let's do this one. This is a new with tags Kathy Daniels, excuse me, sweater set in a size 3X. And it's not sweater season, but this was new with tags, so I thought I would give it a whirl. I only spent around a little under $3 for that. I did get it half off, and it turns out pieces similar to that have sold very recently for around $20. So with the new with tags, I'm going to list it at $29.99 and see if I can get anywhere above $20. And then I'm going to end here on a Rebecca Taylor piece. I really feel like she is one of those just really great top designers. This is a wool long sleeve shirt in plaid. Because it is wool, it's obviously not necessarily the right time of the year, but I am going to be listing this on eBay for around $39.99. Hopefully, I'll be getting around $35. Similar pieces have been going for around $34, $35 recently for that brand. I want to stop here and I want to talk about possible profits along with time invested. So this whole pile that you're looking at cost $100 at the Goodwill. And if I did some conservative numbers on selling, it looks like I could probably make around, $500 or $500 and maybe $50. Now, the first thing you have to do right off the top is you have to take 15% of that off because eBay has fees and PayPal has fees. Once you take that off, you then have to subtract your cost of goods sold, which is the original $100 layout. And then you have to think about how many hours or time spent is it going to take to process these items. So the first step is your shopping. So this shopping trip took me about 2 hours. I purchased 19 items, so I'm going to have to prep all of these items, which means going through and making sure that they are clean and ready to photograph. Then comes your photos. Then you have to list on eBay, and while you're listing, you're measuring everything. And then once they sell, you have to put time into your shipping. And so if I look at how long it's going to take me to process all of these pieces, I would say probably around 7 hours. And again, I'm being very conservative. It generally does not take me that long because I kind of do it assembly line style, which means I will get maybe 20 tops. I will get them all ready to go. I will photo them all at the same time, and then I will list them. And because I am working with a single type of item, things generally go faster. But if I did put it at 7 hours and I looked and it was around, let's say, $400 after cost of goods sold that I made just in profit, minus the fees and everything, that return is around probably $50 an hour, which in my book is pretty good for a kind of secondary way to make money. Now, another few things that you want to think about is the time it's going to take to sell these. Not everything's going to sell right away. There might be a couple of sales within the first week or first 2 weeks, but sometimes you're going to have to relist them a few times, and it's going to take a couple of months to get the most bang for your buck. So are you willing to do that? If you did want to do a faster flip, I tend to price high and sell high. But you also, you can list these lower. If you did want a faster return, instead of listing something at a usual rate where if a blazer, for instance, usually sells for $50 and you want a faster flip, if you list it at $35, the chances of getting it in and out of your eBay store faster definitely goes up. So these are all things that you want to be thinking about when you are in the resale business.
So the last thing that I want to talk about is how I'm going to be prepping these clothes, because that's something that I'm asked about a lot. I do tell people that I wash, or I try to wash, all of the clothes that I purchase, and that is going to hold true for this. So for example, I'm going to be able to wash the Escada, the J. Crew top, the Holding Horses. I'll be able to wash the Byron shirt, the Chicos, all of that. Now, obviously, I've got lots of things here new with tags. So, for instance, this Bob Mackie has a tag on it. I can't put it through the washing machine. It wouldn't be new with tags anymore. So what I do for new with tags is I take them and I hang them up either outside or somewhere that has fresh air. And I let them sit for, maybe a day. And then what I do is I take my steamer. I've got a little handy portable steamer, and I steam them up really fast just to refresh the item. And so when I say it's new with tags, I'm sending it without smells, without, something very similar you would find in the store. So the Lafayette is new with tags, so I would definitely be hanging that up and doing some steaming. The Avenue skirt, new with tags. Now the steaming and the hanging also goes for pieces that need to be dry cleaned, that are have already been cleaned. So they come to me clean, but I still want to refresh the fabric. So for example, this wool dress by J. Crew, this is a dry clean only piece. Now this piece has already been cleaned. It came to the thrift store clean. I'm still gonna hang this up. I'm still gonna steam it just to make sure that it is as fresh as possible. Now, if there is a piece that comes to the thrift store and it is dry clean only and it has a stain or dirt or something wrong with it, that's when I have to make the decision. Is it worth the extra $5 or $8 to get that piece dry cleaned? And you're going to have to add that to your cost of goods. And so because I didn't have to I'm not going to have to re-dry clean this one. It was a no-brainer to pick this one up. But if I saw one that was listed at $10 and I had to put in another $8 to dry clean it, that starts me out at $18. Unless I can sell that piece for, $60 or $70, it might not be worth it to do the pickup. So you really have to think to yourself, when you're shopping at thrift stores, is it going to be worth your time and effort, and are you going to be able to make a really good return? Okay, so it's time for a little bit of shipping. I have 9 packages, I believe, that need to go out. So first up is this exercise sweater. I've already got it packaged up. This is an ALO Yoga Woman's Haze turtleneck sweatshirt. So I'm going to weigh it, and after I put it in its packaging, it's going to be over a pound. So I'm going to be shipping this priority in a flat rate bubble mailer. So the first thing I do, oh, and I forgot to tell you, this was purchased for $39.99 free shipping. So let's put this in here. As any eBayer will tell you, sometimes it's a challenge to get them in these padded flat rates, but completely worth it for the price. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to print out the postage. Now postage in a priority mailer is going to be $6.30. And as you can see, I use a label writer 4XL. I used to use a regular printer for shipping and it was fine, but when I started doing a lot of shipping, it was just easier to get a dedicated printer. Okay, and I'm going to take this, pop that on, and my first package is ready to go. The second thing I have to ship is this Ann Taylor Loft dress. It's a silk dress, and I sold it for $12 plus shipping. So let's print this shipping label. Now, when I weigh it, it is 8 ounces. So I am going to put it into a poly mailer. Now, with the poly mailer and the label, I'm gonna round up to 9 ounces. Here we go. So at 9 ounces, it's going to cost me $3.32. Okay. Pop the label on. Package number 2, ready to go. Now this is a really, really pretty piece. This is a tunic top by Elaine Fisher, and the reason that this isn't already packaged up is I actually just listed it, and it sold for $39.99 plus shipping, and it's just a silk tunic top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it nicely, grab a self-sealing bag. I buy these on Amazon, just like I buy my poly mailers on Amazon as well. So I'm going to pop that in. And this is going to be another really lightweight package, thankfully. I do not like shipping priority just because the price tends to be so high. So I'm going to pop it in the poly mailer. And then onto the scale. And it's going to come to 7.3 ounces. That means I'm going to round up to 8 ounces. And 8 ounces is a really good place to be because that is the lowest first class shipping, which is $2.77. Okay. So that is my third package. I'm just going to go through the rest of the things that I'm going to be shipping today, and I will let you know what they sold for. So let me click on that on my screen. Okay, so I have this pair of Vineyard Vines Classic Fit Club Short. These are men's. I thought they were women's until I looked them up online, and it turns out club shorts are for men. It had a tiny, tiny flaw in it. It had a pinhole flaw right here where somebody stuck a price tag through. And so I paid about $5 for these, and I sold them for $18 plus shipping. I don't sell very many children's clothes, but every once in a while when I see something really cute, I'll pick it up. This is a mini Bowden summer dress, and as soon as I saw it, I knew that some mom would look online and want this for their little lady during the summer. And so I picked this up for $2.50, and I sold it for $10. This is a little tennis outfit. It's called Little Miss Tennis, in fact, and it's just a white tennis outfit with a little logo here. And I originally had this listed pretty high. I think I had it listed for $24, but the mother got a hold of me and she said, hey, would you take 15? I did not have it on best offer, but I opened up best offer for her for 15 on this one, and I did purchase this for $2.50. Okay, this is a really great Talbot's Women Petite silk skirt for plus size. That's a size 20, and it's got just a really delicate green and blue kind of watercolor print on it, and that sold for $17.99 along with shipping, and I picked this up for under $3. Okay, this is a pair of boys swim trunks, and it's WWE SmackDown, and it's got all of the different characters from wrestling. These are from a while ago. Apparently a lot of these wrestlers are not still doing their thing. I picked this up for $1, I think at a garage sale, and it did have a little bit of fading on it, which of course I put in my listing, and I sold these for $13. Now the reason all of these are not already in their packages is because I listed them within the last 24 hours. So these all sold very, very quickly for me. And I think in almost all cases, they went on best offer. So I do put my prices a little bit higher to be able to offer best offer. So I've got 2 more things that I'm shipping out today. And these have been sitting in my inventory for a little bit. This is a J. Jill black dress. It is a longer dress. And the reason I put the little post-it note on there is because I've got lots of little black dresses, and I want to know, you know, which one to ship without having to open up the plastic bag. So this J. Jill dress I purchased for probably around $5 or $6. I sold it for $25 plus shipping. And then finally, I've got this pair of striped Lafayette 148 career capri pants, and they, I believe, were made out of silk. Let me look. Oh, they were a silk linen blend, and I paid $2 for those, and I sold them for $10. And so some of these, not a, really terrific turnaround, but I was, happy to have some sales. And once you get one sale or two sales, the ball really gets rolling and you have more offers come in. So I'm going to finish packaging these up, putting them in poly mailers, and then heading to the post office to drop these off.
My total sales for this weekend was $219.91. I added up all my fees between PayPal and eBay. I spent almost $33. As for my shipping cost, a little over $36. And my cost of goods sold, I spent over $33 buying the items. After everything was taken into account, I made a little over $117 in profit. That is my take home. Again, this is not great, especially for a weekend when sales tend to be, flowing a little bit better. But like I said, I had taken some time off and I had not been listing. And so this is kind of what I would expect. Again, I want to see if I can get those sales increased by doing this week of eBaying full time. And so next up, I am going to go do a lot of listing. I'm going to see how much I can get done in the next few hours, and I will be back with my results.
Hey everyone, I'm back, and this time I come with 2 heaping baskets full of clothing. What I did is I really focused on getting some shirts listed today. I made sure they were all clean and wrinkle free. The main way I get rid of wrinkles is after I wash my pieces and put them through the dryer if they're able to be dried. I take them out of the dryer very quickly and I photograph them straight from the dryer so they don't have any wrinkles in them. Anything that does have wrinkles after that or that can't be washed, anything new with tags, what I'll do is I will steam them to make them look as good as possible when I'm photographing. So I was able to list all of these pieces. That's 34 fixed price listings and I believe 3 auction style today. So I would call that a really good day, being able to photograph and list everything. And so let's see, I did want to go through, like I said, when something looks really nice and there's really no problems with it, I like to use a fixed listing price because I find that I can get a little more money on that. And so, but let me pull out something I put on auction. I'll tell you why I do auctions. So this is an adorable J. Crew piece and it has Siamese cats on it. It is silk, I believe. And so I purchased this at the store for around, $4. I thought it was going to be a great little addition to my eBay store. But then when I got it home, I noticed that right here on the neckline, there was a slight tear. So whenever I find a tear or a flaw with one of my pieces, what I try to do is I try to put it on auction. So I will list it for how much I purchase it for so I can break even. And if it gets bid up and makes more than that, then that's just all gravy. Some do, others don't. Some I have to put on auction more than once. I can usually, because I pay so little for these pieces, I can usually get my money back out of them without too much of a hassle. But whenever I do an auction with a flawed piece, I always make sure that I'm really, really careful to state the reason, why it's flawed, what the defect is, both in the title as well as in the listing. And then for these pieces, I also do not take returns. So for example, for this new with tag, I will be, I have listed this online and I will take a 30-day return on any of these pieces if they are sent back within 30 days in the original condition, then the buyer will get their money back. But for anything with flaws that I list in an auction, I say that I'm not taking returns on, just because, I listed very clearly what's wrong with it, and they are getting it at a less expensive price. So next up, now that I've photographed and listed everything, what I'm going to do is, for my inventory, I like to bag everything up in self-sealing bags with suffocation warnings that I get from Amazon. And the reason for that is I have bins that I put all of my pieces in, and I notice that sometimes with these bins, the plastic smell I don't really like. And also with the bins, if you just throw everything in a bin, they can get very wrinkled very quickly. And so when you're putting them together to ship out, they might not be in their best condition. So what I do is I like to fold everything neatly, and then I slide it into the bags and I seal it, and then I put them into the bins. And this actually makes for really, really easy shipping. Shipping doesn't take me hardly any time at all. I know where everything is going to be, and since it's already pre-packaged, it's just a very, very quick process for me, because, I don't know too many people who really like shipping. So there. So I've got this piece all ready to go. As I said, this is going to go into the bin, and then when it's ready to ship, I pop it in a poly mailer and stick the label on top, and it's ready to go. So the rest of my day will be getting these all in bags, and then I will be heading to bed and starting it all over again tomorrow. So I will be vlogging day 2 shortly. Thanks for staying with me. Bye-bye.